So this is a kind of interesting story about Quested. It happened, I think, around 2005 or six, around that time when I was running Studio Logic Sound. Uh, I've always sold the Quested studio monitors, and we've always done well. I was a distributor, set up the dealer network, and we always did well with the speakers, and even the big main monitors we did well. But the one thing I always talked to Roger Quested about was doing home speakers, home hi-fi speakers, high-end stuff. And he kept on telling me what he wanted to do, and I just kept hounding him, and he would never do it. And one time I got a call from just somebody out of the blue and they were from Annapolis, Maryland. And the guy said that he was working on this guy's house, and it was a kind of high-end house, and the discussion came up about speakers, high-end speakers that are in recording studios. And the owner of the house was interested in this. And he said, get in touch with one of those companies and see if they would make a pair of custom speakers for my house. So the guy wanted to know if if Quested would be interested in making a custom pair of speakers for his home stereo, pretty much. It wasn't for a studio. It wasn't for anything other than that. Just, and I'll post pictures so you can see it. So I took a drive down to Annapolis, Maryland, and the house is right on the bay there, and a beautiful house. And we went through everything, and they told me where they wanted to have the speakers. And at that time, it was like a FaceTime call, but I don't think FaceTime was happening by then. But somehow I forgot the other thing. But I got to video chat with Roger Quested. Took my laptop, brought him up on the screen, and he's an older English gentleman, very polite, and the owner got to see him and talk to him. And I took the laptop around with me, and I showed Roger what they wanted to do. So Roger said, take the measurements and in that, and he would come up with a price, for putting the whole thing together. So he came up with a price, and he said, okay, we're going to make these custom speakers. And I told the guy, and it was something like $80,000 for a pair of speakers. And what that involved was custom-made speakers that went up on the top. There was, I think it was a 12-inch woofer, mid-range, and a tweeter. And then we had subwoofers in the bottom. And then we had custom Quested amplifiers with their crossovers. And Roger, included in that fee, Roger would fly out to the house and tune the speaker system for the house. So, I'll post the pictures of Roger there and that. But we did the whole install, and $80,000 for a pair of speakers. And Roger was like, this is great. And I told him we should do more of this kind of stuff. This is, you're good at that. And we never did another pair of home speakers. I think now that there's new ownership at Quested, I think they're looking to do that, and they may have released something. But this was back in the 2000s that we did that. And it was, speakers sounded fantastic. I mean, it wasn't the best room to be listening to the speakers, but they sounded really good. So I'll post the pictures so you guys can see.